What's going on, all you sports and gambling fans out there? Today we have some NHL betting coverage for you. And joining me here, Ross Benjamin, our SBR contributor. He's going to provide us his top 3 winning NHL total bets of the day. Ross, pleasure to have you here, man. How you doing today?
Well, it's always a pleasure to be here, Dax, and thank you for having me. I'm doing very well.
All right, great stuff, man. Good to hear. Now, let's start off with the Penguins-Senators game. Right now, the Pens are holding that number 1 wildcard spot, tied with Detroit Red Wings at 95 points, while the Sens are only 2 points behind. So it's clear that they need to win to actually squeeze into the Eastern Conference wildcard race. As the total, the bookies set this one at 5.5. The last time these two teams played each other, they went well over that total, scoring 9 goals. So might we expect something similar in this spot, Ross?
Well, let's look at both of these teams' recent plight. The Ottawa Senators have seen 3 of their previous 4 games go under the total. Tonight's starting goaltender is slated to be Andrew Hammond, and he's been red hot over his last 4 starts, compiling a .940 save percentage. Pittsburgh has seen just 2 of their previous 10 games go over the total. The offensively talented Penguins have inexplicably averaged just 1.7 goals per contest over their last 12 games. And Pittsburgh enters tonight on a 3-game losing streak, and that sets up a very profitable NHL totals angle, Dax. Anytime you have a road team like Pittsburgh with a total of 5.5 playing in the month of April, and that team has lost 2 or more games in a row, it has seen that road team go under the total on 15 of those 17 occasions during the past 3 seasons. That's 88.2% of the time. It favors the under in this exact scenario. That's just what we're going to do. Pittsburgh, Ottawa, under the total of 5.5.
All right, man. Next up, we have that Jets going up against the Blues with a total of 5.5 goals. And while the Blues are the first place of the Western Conference, the Jets are only 1 point ahead of the LA Kings for that second wildcard spot. Now, this is going to be the 5th time that these teams play this season, and so far St. Louis leads the series 3-1. And in those past 4 games, 2 went over and 2 went under the total. So I guess this is kind of tricky. What should we do? Should we go over or under in this one?
Well, St. Louis is coming off a huge 2-1 road win on Sunday versus Chicago. The Winnipeg Jets are coming off an extremely important 2-0 win at Minnesota last night. And the combination of those 2 results qualifies for a very profitable NHL total system, which has certainly passed the test of time with flying colors. Anytime you have a team like St. Louis coming off a road win versus a division opponent, and they're facing a team which is coming off a win in which they shut out their opponent, it has seen that team go under the total 47 of 66 times. That's 71.2% of the time since 1996. I'm going to go with Winnipeg and St. Louis under the total.
All right, good stuff. And finally, we have the Wild going up against the Blackhawks with a total of 5 goals. Now, the Minnesota Wild are holding on to that first wildcard spot, while Chicago is clinched for a playoff spot in the 3rd place of the Central Division. Anyways, the last time these 2 teams played, the total went under the number, but the head-to-head trends state that the over is 8-3-2 in the last 13 meetings in Chicago. So what should we do here, Ross? Go over or under?
Well, as I alluded to in our previous game, Minnesota is coming off a 2-0 home loss to Winnipeg last night. Anytime you have a road team like the Wild will be tonight that's coming off a loss in which they were shut out, and they're facing an opponent like Chicago from within their own division, has seen that road team go over the total on 64 of 92 occasions since 1996. That's 69.6% of the time. Yeah, I think that trend that you alluded to at the latter half of your segment there is going to hold form. I like Minnesota and Chicago over the total of 5.
All right, man. Great stuff, Ross. Hey, man, as always, thanks for the insights and the picks here. And we'll talk some more hockey again tomorrow.
Look forward to it, Dax. Thank you once again for having me.
All right, man. Take care, everyone else. Don't forget to check back with us tomorrow for some more sports coverage and your free picks. Till then, for SBR Picks, this is Dax Floyd.